Okay, recording is in progress. Okay, we are back. I am Ralph the coach.
I am Candy from Candy Conversations.
Are you? Okay. So what do you have for us today? What questions? We're gonna jump right on in here.
We gonna start our day with a discussion on romance. I have a few questions that I gathered recently, and I think I was thinking last time I put you on the spot. Each time was like, "What do you think?" I'll start this time
Okay.
to give you a chance to ponder and respond. Um, so the first question is, what is your idea of intimacy? Um, my idea of intimacy, of course, has changed as I've grown and changed over the years. I think I don't think I even really knew what it was when I was younger,
Mm-hmm.
but now to me, intimacy uh, is one of the truest ways of displaying um, affection and attraction towards others, in my opinion. And I say affection and attraction because, like, um, as a friend to you, there are things that I can do in an affectionate way that is intimate, right?
Yeah.
But with my partner or, my boyfriend, whatever, husband, whoever you partner with romantically, it can be, more than that. So my idea of it is acts. Like, what are the things that you are doing, or not what are the things that you are doing to show me that you care, that you're attracted, that you have affection for me. It could be as simple as a touch and not a grope necessarily. Now, the groping is your thing, then, grope, grope, grope. But like sometimes just a touch on the small of your back, or a kiss on the forehead. All of those to me can be forms of intimacy. I also personally feel like intimacy is just cuddling, touch. And I think this
I'm gonna
does
ask.
tie to your love language
Yeah,
too.
is physical touch part of your love language?
It has become more of as I've gotten older.
Okay.
It used to not be, because I was a child that was uncomfortable, and a
Okay.
young adult that was uncomfortable with people touching me.
Gotcha. Okay.
So I've noticed as I've gotten older, I've been more open to, and I think that's a nice little spinoff, like, or something to dig into, like, how does what you see as intimacy tie to your love languages, if you know what they are? Because I know acts of service and quality time are like my higher ones as well. And so
Mhm.
something like um just, oh, you put the blanket over me because I was cold,
Yeah.
like those are the things that, and that's what I get. So like, and I those are things that make me feel loved, or even seeing things being done that aren't directly to me. I see that he loves me because of things that he does to keep me, um like my picture on his phone. I'm like,
Oh, okay. That's not for you.
you know.
I'm just like, I'm just like.
Always want to see me, stuff like that. But um, and then for me, it's like I think I'm um a part of intimacy is can also be playful. People always take it like serious, or it's like sex related. So stuff like we poke each other all day, like, but that's just something that we do. So I don't know. I do feel like this is an area, though, personally, that I want to dive deeper into personally, and in my relationship, to find out more about what I view as being intimate aside from sex,
Yeah.
because there's so much more to intimacy than sex, of course. Um,
Okay.
I would love to hear what you have to say, though, because I do feel like sometimes I don't see or recognize some of the things that do happen as being intimate when they actually are.
Well, you know me, I am
I'm sorry. I
I like to
just
be straight to the
I
point.
hear your voice saying something.
What do you hear? What do you hear?
Oh, you gotta go ahead.
Okay. I guess that's off the record. Um, for me, so I have to have I would say a small starting level of intimacy before I can have sex. So I'm that
Mhm.
person that I have to connect with you mentally before I can, you know, be like, I can see and be attracted to you and be like, ooh, yeah, But
Mhm.
if I can't hold, like, if we can't have a conversation, like we go
Right.
out to eat or we go on a walk and we can't talk,
Right.
I'm not going to be turned on enough to have sex with you. I'm not. I'm not.
Right.
We're not going to get there.
Right.
So for me, I want to feel like you're interested in knowing who I am and the background to that. And I'm gonna put it out there because I get this up until now. Like this is not
Mhm.
a past thing. Is that
Right.
people see me, they know of me, they see me on social media, and they get a perceived fantasy. That's what I call
Mhm.
it. A
Mhm.
fantasy about me
Mhm.
and run with that. And so I'm not with you.
Right.
You
Right.
know what I'm
Right.
saying? So you have already come up with this fantasy in your mind about me without even getting to know me, but you think you know
Mm.
me. And so then you are already at sex.
Right. Yeah.
Where I don't feel connected to you. I feel desired when I feel
Mhm.
like you want to get to know who I actually am. So
Right.
like if we are talking and we're trying to get to know each
Mhm.
other and you're asking me questions instead of me just asking you and then you're just like, well, what about you? But you're asking me questions. I'm like, okay,
Right.
let's go ahead. Oh,
Right. Right. Right.
I'm
Right.
that girl. I'm like, okay, he really wants to know who I am. So now I'm hot and bothered.
Mhm.
Now I'm
Mhm.
hot and bothered. Okay.
Right.
The engine is on.
Right.
So, and then once I'm in a relationship with you, then it's like incorporating that needs to keep going
Right. For
because
sure. For sure.
you haven't I've been on this earth for almost 44 years.
Mhm.
In those conversations that we've had, you haven't even scratched the surface of all of me.
Right.
So then I still look for you to continue because I'm still continuing to like, okay, well, I haven't asked all the questions about things that may have happened to you in your childhood because certain things may come up. And I ask random questions like a bus can go by. Have you ever caught the Greyhound? And you're like, where did that come from?
And
But
those
it's
things definitely interfere, like have an effect on your view of intimacy.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, I ask these things, and then that's another thing you saying blocking. If I feel you are guarded, you do not want to
Mm.
answer, then I don't want to participate anymore. That's it. And I'm good for detaching really fast. So so because I feel
Sorry, didn't mean to laugh so hard.
if I feel you are guarded, that means you don't like me. You're not interested in me because you're not asking questions about me, and
Right.
you don't want me to know about you. So then, what does that leave us? So you're just letting
Mhm.
me know you don't want to do anything, and so then I'm gonna go ahead and retreat.
Mhm.
That's how
Mhm.
I take it. So
Mm.
if I feel that you desire me, you want to know things about me, and then you start implementing these acts of service, honey, you got me.
Right.
You got
Right.
me.
I'm writing notes, right, to respond. So, because one thing that you said is like you're not asking questions about me, and that's powerful because in this age of social media, most of our immediate interactions with people are via text, via social media, or some sort like that, right? Because I kind of thought about everything about my relationship is kind of different because it's old school, I guess you could say, because we did start by text, but we also started being able to spend time with each other pretty
Yeah,
early on
I
and
like that
getting
too.
to know you. So
Yeah.
I know for him, it wasn't always necessarily asking a lot of questions, but he watched and he
Mhm.
paid attention. So it's like if you are present and you make yourself available to be present, you can also watch what that person does, what they like, what they don't like. And that is a form of getting to know a person because it's like, oh, because I know I've had my females who are like, how do you know that? It's like, I watch, I notice everything. I'm like, okay. what y'all doing? But
Right.
but
But you
again,
have questions.
it's flattering to know that a person is paying that much attention to you, that
Yeah.
they, they are moving in a way that makes you happy. So and then kind of earlier as you were talking too, it made me think like intimacy deepens connection because you said a connection is
And I
person.
like to feel
Person,
connected.
yeah. So like you do have to have those, and you even mentioned the questioning and conversations, mental intimacy.
Hmm.
I'm gonna just say I'm biased on this because I know this isn't the end all be all, but that is the best form of intimacy to me.
To me,
Like,
for me, the type of person that I am, because
listen,
that carries over into
mess up my mind,
ever. Okay. To me,
mess
that
the
that
brain
if I can have both of those, honey,
up.
because it carries over into the bedroom.
Exactly.
Because
Exactly.
if you're getting me here, you're learning me, honey, my body gonna move different.
Right. You're right.
You know what I'm saying?
You're right.
So yeah, it
Because
is.
you feel seen, you feel heard, and feeling seen and heard
Yes.
creates the
Security.
space to feel safe for
Yes.
women.
Yes.
And a woman that feels safe,
Is a
you gonna
freak.
get a whole different kind.
You didn't even hear me.
Huh? No, what'd you say?
I said is a freak.
Oh, well, yeah. And I said you're gonna get a whole different
Yeah,
kind.
you
But
gave the you gave
yeah,
the
short
version.
answer, you're gonna get a
Yeah.
freak. Like you can do whatever. I don't care. Do it.
I mean,
What
for
you
some
need me to
people,
do.
they don't need
Yeah.
to feel safe, but for me, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, cool, cool, cool. All right. I like that one. So the next question should make you go first.
Oh Lord,
What
I
qualities do you look for in a romantic partner?
don't know if we have enough time. I
Hmm.
don't want to answer this because if somebody watching it,
Right, that's true too.
no, I do it because at the end of the day, if we ain't in alignment, you can try to play if you want
Because
to.
the true self, your true self always shows up at some
Yeah.
point.
Um, the qualities. I am heavy on character. Heavy.
Mm.
I I tend to look past first. Um, job, car.
Yeah. Yeah.
I,
Yeah.
I am what is the word? Superficial. So you
Is that
can't,
why you chuckled just now?
yeah. I and I say that because when I say, I don't care about the job, car, I do care about your appearance, how you
Right.
present yourself. So
Mm-hmm.
you can't come to me sloppy clothes and
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
trying to shoot your shot. No. Like you
Mm-hmm.
don't have to have no Lamborghini and no, I
Right.
am the CEO. I don't care about stuff like that. But I still want you to present yourself
Mm-hmm.
well. So I want you to be polished. I want you to look
Right.
nice. That shows me that you have pride within yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I kind of say I'm superficial when it comes to that. But if you're shooting your shot and you're saying, "Hey Ralph, I want to get to know you," the clock starts then with me. I'm just saying judging your character.
Mm-hmm.
So I am asking questions because I don't know what our time looks like with spending time together. So I
Right.
I am going to be asking more questions to give me an insight, a possible insight to what your character is like because your job can change. Again, you can get in a car accident, you can that Tesla, whatever you pride yourself in thinking that's what gets you the person, that can also change. Your credit can change. All
Yeah.
these things can change
Mm.
overnight. But your character is something that doesn't change. It's kind of like who you are.
Right.
So I need to
Right.
see
Right.
what
Right.
you value. I need to see, what your if I can get a insight of what your morals and values are. And
Right.
see if we align there. I need to see what your communication is like. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
I need to look like how are you how are you? So I'm more focused on that part of it. I'm really heavily focused on that part because this is going to see whether we are going to be in alignment, period.
Right.
And, you can still be a good person to me. You can still be somebody
Right.
I'll hang out with. I just know you're not who I want to date, and you may not be a good influence for my son.
Right. That too. And I
Yeah.
guess that's something that you will, I don't have children to consider, so
Right,
that
yeah.
is, so definitely if they have qualities that don't align with who you would want to be with, that is a person that's going to be in your son's life. So I
Yeah.
definitely get that.
And
And
I don't even allow family members, like I don't allow family members to be around him or be around him alone that I don't see as a good influence because children between the ages of 0 and let's say 12 to 13 are sponges. They're open up.
right,
So I don't need him to pick up something that is possibly bad, which he may perceive as good. You know what I'm saying?
right,
I don't need it. So I don't need to bring in someone that I'm in a relationship with and have the mindset of, it doesn't affect me, but my son may see it as something I don't, I'm looking at all of that.
right,
So
right, right.
again, it's character. Does it align with the goals and
Mm.
how I want to raise my son? So, and also, if we have children, is this somebody that, again, do our morals and values align that when we raise this child, is this like, are we fighting now?
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
right.
Because we don't align. So I don't care what college you went to, because again, how
Right.
does that affect me?
Exactly.
Until we become one, yeah, I know what you do for a living, but again, how does that affect me? I have my own household. I just need to know that you're able to take care of yourself by yourself.
Right. It's a whole
You know?
lot of everybody with a deep pocket, they ain't got don't have a kind heart. There's a whole lot of rich assholes
And
out
that's
here.
why I want to know, because those are usually, and I'm not tooting my own horn, but those are usually the men who are attracted to me who do
Mm-hmm.
have money. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, but a lot of those men that women who are looking for, oh, what school did you go to?
Yeah.
What kind of job you have? They're
Mm-hmm.
not good men because they know there are women who don't care about their character.
Right.
They want to
Right.
go, they want to be flued out. They want to go to, the game and be courtside. They want to do all of these things for Facebook, Instagram, and whatever else.
Mm-hmm.
But then be cheated on. They be like, girl, I don't care because I'm the one going on the vacations. I care.
I use
I care.
ditto.
I care.
Ditto.
I'm not materialistic.
Nope.
I'm not that girl who like, well, she don't got it, or I got the man. You can have
Mm-hmm.
the man because I don't want no man that like that. Like, who's going to disrespect himself and me and our family?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want him.
Right.
So yeah,
Right.
you can have him. Honey, I will throw a man away quick.
Let me pack a suitcase for you. How
Honey,
about
you ain't got to worry about. I will embarrass him. I will put it in a black trash
that?
bag. Honey,
I I
most men I deal with, they be gone before they know they gone.
facts.
Honey,
Yes.
you'll figure it out.
Yeah.
You'll
I'd be
figure it
like,
out.
but Ralph, um, did you say something? No.
No, when you out here running these streets, did you say something to me?
Well,
Oh, okay. So shoot, what I
I'll
look
be
like,
back.
honey, I do bigger person. I go straight to the earth's core. Don't blame me.
And I mean, I agree with all of that. Definitely, qualities in a romantic partner, character is huge.
Huge.
You can work with character, right? That and the character will show up. Just I think sometimes if your character is trash, I would just say call it what it is. It's gonna show up a lot sooner than someone
Oh
who's,
yeah.
at least trying. But there's some women who will, like you said, deal with trash character
And
if
that's fine.
they
You just have to
have
know what
certain
you want.
assets.
Yeah,
Mhm.
for me, I don't care about assets because again, those things can change. And
Yep.
sometimes those things
Blink
can
of an
change
eye.
very quickly. Um, Older people say when you pick somebody, you need to pick somebody for the highs and the low of life.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
don't want, if I'm dating to be married again, I don't want to pick somebody that when we in the trenches,
Right.
doing it by myself, or we
Right.
fighting, or
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Because again, I pick somebody for the high of life,
Right.
thinking it's always going to be high.
Right.
And
Right.
then when it's low, then they're like, because for example, this is when I was young, but this stuck with me. I was maybe like 21 years old, and I work with a guy. Very nice guy. I don't remember if they was engaged yet, but I think he was going to propose to her, his girlfriend. And oh, he loved her down bad. And we started going through a layoff. But at the time, we were working at Sprint, and honey, he was like a top seller. So he
Mm-hmm.
was them checks was nice.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, he got let go from Sprint and his relationship. Cause you know what. So like when I called to check on him, like, how's everything going? Have you found another job? Da 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 da. I'm thinking, because they had been together for a while, I'm thinking his girlfriend's going like, babe, whatever you need
Right.
me to help you.
Support them.
Yeah, in whatever way that she could in her capacity.
Right. Right. Right.
And so when I asked, he was just like, we broke up. And I was like, what happened? She said, I'm not gonna take care of no man. And I've never been that girl,
Right.
because if I choose you, I unfortunately I hate this sometimes, that it was ingrained to me to treat people like how I would want to be treated, and
Right.
that's how I am in relationships. If I get my turn at bat at the hard side of life, that it always comes, I don't want the person that I'm with checking out on me and
Right.
saying, hey, I was
He
too.
saw it just in the nick of time though,
He did. He
because he
did.
could
He
have
was, it
got
was married.
married. Yep.
He would have
And
divorced
been,
him.
yep. Yep.
What
He would have been,
some women do when that man
yep.
loses all his money, he can't provide her with the big house and this anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So that's what I'm saying. That's cute and all, that's nice,
Mm-hmm.
but life is not always on the upward, you know what I'm saying? When
Right.
we do have our moments, you know what I'm saying? He may become sick. We might have to downsize the house. I'm not image driven. I'm not someone who am always trying to keep up with what people are looking at me. Honey, I'll downsize
Right.
the house to a townhouse so fast.
Listen,
Sell that car,
the
because
way
the
the
day
way
my
I have been considering, you want to get an RV?
honey, but I'm saying
Look.
my partner, someone that I'm doing life with, is
Yeah.
is sick, and I'm
Right.
worried about what people think because now we got to sell the house.
Right. Right.
So that's
Right.
what I want, somebody we're in line with character, because again, that works for somebody else.
Question though, do you feel like he had no glimpses of that at all?
No, because there was no moment to have that for neither one of them. Because if your mindset is you're looking at the high life of life
Right.
right now, you're not thinking about where was there an opportunity for her to even show her card, because there was no low moments.
Which were they about your age at the time?
We were all around the same age.
Okay, because I might, in this flavorful seasoning part of life, you go through things and you learn to ask certain questions. So even though it looks good, what if this happened? And people can lie, but you can also tell. But I would venture to say, and this is me just being completely fair. At 21, I wouldn't even think to ask no question like that.
No.
I wouldn't, right? So but now, a couple decades later of experience, wisdom, um,
And I'm gonna jump on you after you say this. Go ahead.
no, no
I'm gonna let you
wiser,
know.
a little wiser in this game, but I think, and that doesn't mean that we can, skirt out of the way of everything. We can't,
Yeah.
that's just life. But you know, the I as you experience, I'm willing to bet now. That is a question he asks as he meets, if he's not married or with
Oh,
someone.
he definitely probably asked now. Yeah, he definitely probably
Absolutely.
asked now. Yes.
Absolutely. It sucks that he had to go through it in that way,
Well, learn a
but life
lesson.
is the best,
Yeah.
experience, teacher of experience. I kind of chuckle because you said, kids absorb, as you were explaining the qualities and like who you would want around your child, you were saying that kids absorb up to 12 years old.
12, 13, yeah.
Kind of depends on type of childhood they had, because I feel like there's some of them jokers still absorbing because they didn't have the space that you provide your child. They didn't have the same, like they were how am I trying to say it? Some people don't mature, some people act like they 12 in their 20s.
Well, no, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is
Right.
they're open to taking on, like, say you smoke and drink, but you're a fun person, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're not a bad person, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't want my son to think that smoking and drinking is something that's cool just to do because he saw Candace doing it.
Mm-hmm.
I hang around Candace, so now he has a perception like Miss Candace is cool. She a real cool. So I mean, smoking and drinking can't be that bad. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
No, that's not the perception that I want him to have.
Right. Right.
So
Right. Right.
I get to hang out with Candace. He don't get to come with me.
He thinks so.
You know what I'm saying? No, I'm just saying. So that
I
would
know.
and that's how we do. That's how
Right.
we
Right.
do.
Right. Right.
Because,
Right.
until he gets, because then when they get to that 12, 13-year age, they can, their decision making is better.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know,
Um,
so between them other ages,
mm-hmm.
right, wrong is kicking in,
Right.
making so
Right.
and so that's why I'm like, no. So, parents are supposed to protect that in between that
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
time
They,
of.
whatever is cool,
That's
then
why
they
you're
do.
supposed to be careful what they watch on TV. Be careful who their friends are. Be careful what they're being told. Because again, you don't know how it's being perceived because something
Right.
that is bad could be perceived as cool. This,
Right.
okay, I like this. No, why do you like that?
Right. 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 Right.
But then at the ages of 13, we have some, I forgot what it's called. But it kicks in to where, okay, they can make better decisions on their own. Right and wrong is fully kicked in. Definitely right from wrong. You know what I'm saying? Maturity, that's different, but
Right.
right from wrong. You can't say you
Right.
don't know.
True. Very
Right.
true. Very.
So then after once my son turns 13, then he is safer to be around other people without me
Right.
being there.
Right.
Because he
Right.
could be like, nah, 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 wait a
Right.
minute. So that's
Um,
so that's what I was saying. But I wanted to say you kind of said it, but I wanted to still jump on you when you were saying that like some people, you know, at our age now may not ask, I mean, probably do ask better questions, trying to see to kind of eliminate getting into a situation with someone where they might, in a hard time ditch
mhm.
them. And I'm gonna say no. Because social media does show you that, unfortunately, a lot of us still at this age and 50s and 60s are still at the end of the day chasing the bag. And the reason why I
Mhm.
say that, because they were taught to.
You're right.
Their mamas,
Right.
their grandmas, their great grandmas taught them to chase the bag. And you know why I say that? Because they couldn't have their own. So they teach their daughters,
Mm.
find that man with the money.
Mm.
And so, yeah, grandma did go through shit. Yeah, grandma did go through, but she had the man with the money who paid the bills, who made sure the house was intact. Yeah,
Mhm.
he had the other family across the way, but guess what? My bills paid.
Right.
So
Right.
then your granddaughter or your daughter now in in this century is
Mhm.
still doing the same thing because there is a legacy of women behind her. That's the first thing they asked when she said, "Oh, I met James. I love James." Okay, well, bring James around. She brings James around. What does he do? What kind of car he drive? He got a house?
Right. 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 And you know what is I know that just because I know how you were raised, where you come from, and whatever, I almost feel like I'm the outlier times, or
Yeah.
my viewpoint is skewed because while my dad did that for my mom, he taught us not to be that way,
And
which
imagine
is,
how, because of, imagine him teaching you not to be that way, because probably because how he felt.
yeah, probably possibly, you know? So it was like he wanted us to always, me, my sister and I, he wanted us to always be equipped to like, yeah, you could chase the bag, but for yourself. You don't have to wait on somebody to bring you that bag.
Yeah.
Because I think, and he added this in his very colorful way of this, of saying things. He's like, you don't want to ever be stuck in a situation because someone feels like they can control you because of what they're doing for you. Make sure you can do it for yourself first. And it's so sad because that's the power of a father because or just a genuine like a father figure even
Yeah.
because there are a lot of women who unfortunately have not heard that it's okay to be now on the flip side I struggle to be taken care of sometimes because of that because I was taught and that's just me being completely transparent for what
Yeah.
from how I was raised but I now am a really sound partner too so going back to the gentleman if like we
Would have had that man back.
without a doubt. Like, you know what I'm saying? Okay, we got this. No worries. You sick? Go get better.
Let's
We
figure it
good.
out. We'll
Yep.
figure. But
Yep.
don't you worry about it. I need you to get better.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. Exactly. Because going back, I know the character of the man. You know what I'm saying?
That's a
I'm
good
not
man.
about to kick him to the curb because he got a cold
Right.
or
Yeah.
because like even like you didn't get let go, but this work is affecting your energy. You got to go. We'll figure it out. I
I
can't I can't have you be there and bring that home. We will figure it out. Like, no, you can't just all of a sudden up. Let's make a plan, work the plan. But
yeah.
I need your energy to be it like and it's because of the work that I've done on myself, I knew it wasn't directed to me. You know what I'm saying? I knew it was an effect. It was a residual effect of the environment uh, that he was around all the time. But even that, how many people aren't willing to do that? You would rather see a man, and this is me just generally speaking, but there are a lot of people who would rather not just a man see a person be miserable, but have the lifestyle than sacrifice the small break it takes. Because how much more could you have if y'all are operating in just like positive energy and that stuff is huge. Like people sleep on it, but it's huge. You were about to say something. I'm gonna shut my mouth so you can go ahead and say what you
Well,
was.
I'm piggyback on what you said, and you can tell it's a generational thing because
Mm.
even some of my older family members, when I was getting my divorce, it was right around the time we bought the house, and one of the things was told me, "You about to leave? Y'all just got that big house."
And we'll get another
So
and another.
I'm supposed to stay for a house.
Because they did.
And that's what I'm saying. So
Yeah,
it's
I know.
then, you
I know.
know.
Mhm.
So, but I want to flip it because this is like the same thing. I didn't want to feel like we were ganging up on the women, I guess.
Right.
Either way, I just wanted to bring because to me, I feel like these points are equally the same.
Mhm. Mhm.
So your question, we kind of went,
That's okay. That's what happens.
yeah, that's how this works. But so if you have someone, um, let's say because it's mostly the man as
Mhm.
a provider, because for some
Right.
reason people think providing means only financial. You
Right.
also supposed to provide security,
Wow.
and I can't feel secure in our relationship if you cheating on me all the time. But anyway, anywho, you want this. Let's just say men are, especially now. I'm gonna just say now, the perception that men are supposed to provide this lavish lifestyle.
Yep.
Everybody
Right.
supposed to be on the yacht with the fancy luxury car and the 6 bedroom house.
Mhm.
Everybody. No one's supposed to be poor because once you
Ain't
get
nobody
married,
much in them
he's
rooms.
supposed to provide that for you, right? But then is it faulty for a man to say, because if the woman say, well, I met you and this is the lifestyle that I expected to have, is
Mhm.
it faulty for the man to say, I met you at this size, I expect you to stay at that size? I met you with your hair like this, I expect your hair to stay like this because that's what I liked.
Because
When
looks
I
stay look.
met you, you used to take care of yourself and you used to on your own get your nails done, go to the da 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 on
Girl,
your
you
own.
setting up our next question. Good. Go ahead.
I didn't even know. I didn't even know. So
I know you
I
do.
feel like that's the same.
Right.
I
Right.
feel like that's the same.
You're right.
Because but men are jumped on when they say things like that.
You're right.
You
You're right.
expect me to bust my behind, make sure that all the bills are paid in the house, make sure you have a nice car, make sure that I pay the car note, the insurance. I make sure we go out to eat once a month to a fancy restaurant where I'm putting down at least three, four, $500. I expect to, make sure you have better than your friends. I gotta pay
Mm.
for. Oh yeah, because that's the
Girl,
thing.
I know. I know. That's why I'm just
Honey, because some women
woo.
they like to be that friend in the group. She the only one who got, but that's another story.
Right. Because with the way I'm about to write down your
Honey, because over
village
here,
to make, because we,
birds of a feather flock together. I like all my friends. Okay, I don't like to
that's
be the one. I don't like to be.
village. I'm
But
writing
in
that
here,
down.
he's expected to provide all of these materialistic things. And a lot of the times y'all don't cook. Y'all say we need to go ahead and get us a cook or we need to,
Hmm.
to order. Y'all don't want to clean. We need to get us a housekeeper. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? At least you can keep your body right, but
Right.
you got to
You
pay for
ain't
that
doing
too
nothing else.
because you want it instead of going to the gym, you want surgery. And if you go to the gym, you want a trainer for him to pay for. So it's just like what are we providing here? Like what are
Right.
we because again, we want to hold ourselves to a standard of grandma and grandpa or back in the day relationships, but back in the day, grandma was cooking, cleaning, taking care of the kids,
Right.
busting it wide open, and he was going to.
In her
I mean,
moo
she
moo.
was. She was. She had 14 kids. What else was she
Yeah.
doing?
Yeah.
Look at all
Yeah.
these people who got. I got 9 siblings. I got 10 siblings. Grandma was busting it wide open, but grandma was cooking. Grandma was cleaning. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Shoot, some grandmas was sewing them clothes.
And honestly, they stayed in better shape back then because they did more like them. Housework is not easy.
Yeah.
And they didn't have the tools that we got. They was scrubbing and
Yeah.
on their
On
knees
their
and a
knees,
lot.
mopping the
Yeah,
floor. Yeah.
they stayed in shape a lot better. They were doing a lot more walking. They didn't have all the crap we got in our food anyway. So they didn't apart all of that. So I look, I'm
So
sorry.
again, that just takes me back to my answer of character.
Mhm.
All of
Fact.
that to circle us back around to that's why I am so heavy on character.
Mhm.
Um, and I know my ex is gonna say something, and I'm gonna go ahead and throw myself under the bus. I am someone, don't get fat on me.
Stop. Why you make me laugh?
Because I'm being
Her
honest.
ex, you know who you are. Because
No, because
I
he
saw your name in this.
he didn't he
I
I mean
didn't mean to chuckle out loud.
because he gonna be like, she gonna tell you don't get fat.
I didn't mean to chuckle out loud.
And even though he did get fat on me, I still didn't leave him.
No,
But
you did not. You
yeah,
did
but
not.
I
And
prefer.
he did get his health together.
Yes, he did. He did. But I
He
do
got
prefer you.
muscles.
I do prefer you not to. Girl, and I be on him now. Don't you embarrass me. I don't care if we ain't together. Don't you embarrass me. You ain't gonna be walking around and be like, "Bro, ain't that? That's not mine. I don't know that man.
Girl,
I don't know that man."
don't do him like that.
I'll talk to him in private. But I prefer you not to. I again, from my experience, I do not like because men do this. And I'm pretty sure there's plenty of women who can co-sign. They don't look at themselves, but they
Mm.
will say, I want a woman that her body this, her body that. She got to have this and the third. And I'm like, sir, your stomach is over your pants.
Yeah.
But they also think, well,
Oh,
I got money.
baby.
Your stomach is over your pants.
There was a gentleman I saw. I don't remember. This was a couple years ago. Um, it wasn't one of those controversial people. It was like someone who was like talk about relationships and was like, women are out here asking for men to look and be a certain way, but how do you look the part? And then flip the script. Men, you
There you
want
go.
women to
Yep.
look and be a certain way, but do you look the part to walk next to her. Now, granted, there are some women who are snatched,
Hmm.
but who like big men, who like, and that's their thing. And vice versa. There's some bigger women that like some itty bitty men. It's
Yeah.
just, and that's okay if that's what you like. But
Yeah, but don't ask for something.
that you
That's
can't.
what I'm saying. Don't ask me
I know.
because so I'm asking for you to match my fit.
Right.
So
Right.
if you don't match my fit, then don't come to me talking about, but well, I don't care about you before I can even get to anything else. The lifestyle I have, if you don't match my
Right.
fit,
Right.
you don't go to the gym.
Right. Right. Yeah, I'm with you. I get you on that. But yeah, so that takes us to.
You didn't answer the question.
I thought I did. Because I did, I agree. Oh no, not all the way, because I still got some other points. Um, I definitely agree with character being a quality. Because I was saying, you can work with character. Something that you called it confidence. I call it swag. Because swag is confidence. And I think we all have, well, we should all have varying degrees of swag that fits us. Cause like it's just like when you feel good about yourself and it exudes, those are the people who can walk into a room with the most basic things on.
Yeah.
They don't got on none of the extra flashy, they could have on a Walmart outfit but turn every head in that room because of that swag. There's something about that. And even if your version of swag don't appeal to nobody but me, that's totally
The
okay
eye
because
of the beholder.
I ain't caring about what nobody else thinking and feeling. So, but there's just something special about that swag that I'm just like, oh, okay. And it because it sometimes take you by surprise. And I like surprises. So yeah, that's one thing. And I get that every now and again. I'm like, oh, because you just get busy and you don't pay attention. We gotta have similar goals. Some of the goals got to be the same.
Okay.
Others, I say similar because, and this also kind of segues into this next question. I understand that there are things that, my significant other are going to want to do that ain't got nothing to do with me, but I
Right.
can support them and then vice versa. But then at the core of what's going to make this family successful, if we decide to have a family together, even if it's just you and I, a family, we have to have the same goals to get to where we want to be. Because otherwise, frustration is starting to brew in the pot already.
And
Because
resentment.
one is going to be doing more than the other, because this one don't really care about that or whatever.
Hmm.
Um, and then, oh, but those are the biggest things for me. Now, absolutely, I got to be attracted to the person.
Oh yeah.
That goes without saying. I ain't looking past what I don't know. I got to be able to look at your face. I look at your face. I
I,
gotta
I
be
I do give it to people, men and women, who can, um, and I'm not being funny, who can look past, like they can not be attracted to you, but
right,
you know what I'm saying, they vibe with you on different levels.
right, right.
I give it to that's to me that's a superpower.
It's this couple on social media,
Mhm.
and her husband.
You
You
gonna
know
make
how the hyena look on
okay, and we're done. We are
no,
done.
I
We are
know
done.
he was trying to be funny. I'm so serious. But he's
You're,
so funny.
you're
And
done.
he has like the best personality. He'll do like TikTok dances with
See,
her.
that's what I'm talking about.
And
Yes.
I'm just like, I ain't gonna lie. And I get really caught up in looking at those videos, and I'm like, and I find myself, does she think he look
Yeah.
good?
No, I mean she might be like, no, but she loves his
Exactly.
personality and how he makes her feel. And that's what I said. I commend people who can do that
Yeah.
because like no,
Yeah.
because I'm not going to grow. I'm just not that. I can't grow to. I'm not a grow to love you like that. Like I'm not. I've never been the person. Like I had friends who would like we would go out and they see a guy and I'm like, Rob, you think he's attractive? No, but he dressed nice. What that got to do with his face?
Yeah, no, no,
No, no. Like you can dress.
no.
That's just like
You could dress up anything.
that too. But it's just like I no. I want to be able to look at you when I'm. Someone said when I'm mad at you.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I can be mad at you and still be attracted to you.
Right,
But
right, right.
if I'm not attracted to you and I'm mad,
That's not a good recipe.
that's not a good recipe, especially for
No. It's like,
this
yo, I'm like, yeah. I can't even I look, my mouth is reckless when I get mad.
because my who you talking to is definitely gonna be different.
Who you talking to with Joe?
But no, because I only say things that I mean. Because I'm one of the people ain't no take backs. So if I
But
say
if
it, then it's
right.
yeah. So I when I love you, I'm not gonna do that. But sir, because my who you talking to? Who you talking to? Like I'm really talking about your tone. But first of all, who you think you could talk, sir, 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 sir.
Yeah. But I mean, look,
You know just as well as I know you do not need to be talking to me like that. Okay.
but here's the thing. I can appreciate you knowing that's how you are and not wasting anybody's time.
Boom.
Because if there was a man who, like, if he had all the things you said, but his face was mud duck and he had some extra squishy on him you didn't like,
I jumped into a relationship with him.
exactly, then
Did him
you
wrong.
know how it's gonna end up. It's
Thank
so many people who do that, and it's like, don't waste people's time because that's the one thing we can't get back.
you.
Let
Go
that person
for
go
what
find
you want.
somebody.
Just
Go,
go for what you want. That's the whole point.
yeah,
Is go for what you well, first of all, you need to know what you want. So
that
you
too.
can eliminate. Because me, when I go on dates, honey, it's usually a one date and done. If I know,
Yeah,
like, if I've talked to you on the phone, we've gone on a date, I've already seen we're not in alignment, I'm not going to waste your time.
right,
I'm
right.
not going to waste your time and string you along because you are a nice person. I will tell you, you are definitely a nice person. You are somebody I want to hang out again with. Be in a relationship with? No. And I need for you to know that because if you invite me to your home or you invite me around your friends, and I'm the type of person who gives off the vibe because I'm friendly. Oh, she like me. No, I don't.
You know
No,
what?
I don't.
This is a tangent, and we will not ride this tangent today.
Okay.
But it hit me a little bit because it was like it's nothing worse than when you are in alignment and
Oh
it just
Lord.
can't be. That that's a whole nother.
That's a whole nother
But
thing.
I like that dropped on me just now
Yeah.
as you were saying that
Oh, write
because
that down. We'll come back to that one.
yeah, man. I don't know. That might have to be an in person so nobody can have alignment
Write that down for in person.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
alignment issues.
Yeah.
Cause that's it, like just to be the only other thing I'm gonna add to that is like one of the worst hurts ever.
And I think more people, which I don't think they talk about, not in depth. I think the wording is different. I think because you hear people say, um, they were in love with someone
Mm-hmm.
and it just couldn't be. And
Mm-hmm.
people are looking because of all these reasons. And sometimes there is no reason outside of, right person, wrong time.
Exact timing is usually it.
Yeah. And so, but I think there's
Mm.
more stories out there that people be like, let me go. let me
Yeah.
let me tell you how everything was point for both of us. There was
Mm-hmm.
no, I'm making this up in my mind.
Right.
I'm saying we're both, but it was something outside of them,
Right.
whether,
Right.
grandma died, I got to go back to Italy now and, whatever the case may be, but
Mm-hmm.
they
Mm-hmm.
just they could not be. And
Mm-hmm.
so, yeah.
That's an in person.
Yeah.
That's an in person.
Okay, what was your next question?
My next question for the romance topic. And I definitely can start with this one because I have to, yeah. How do you maintain balance between being independent and or let me reword that. How do you maintain balance between independence and togetherness when in a romantic relationship? So basically, how do you not lose yourself but still have time? I feel like the past 2 years of my life, I really found that sweet spot of what it meant to be alone but not lonely. And like the things that I love to do that brought me peace, brought me joy. I was content, I was happy, I was okay. Like I talked to people, but nobody was super serious. And at that time there was a situation that showed me a lot of growth, because even though it was hurtful that it did not progress and that it did kind of linger, because when you really like a person or you feel a person or you're connected to them, it's harder to let them go when you got connection. So, but giving that person the grace to go do what you needed to do, I saw my growth. But then also I returned to me. I did more of like hikes with my dog. I was in the gym. I spent more time listening to like different um affirmations, and just surrounded myself with very positive people, spent more time in church, all the things. Did a lot of things in my house to, create a space for myself. And then this past year, which was so 2 years ago, at the tail end of that year was when I met the person that I'm with now. And then last year, I spent a lot of time with him. Like we're together a lot. So um I do feel like this year is the year where I'm going to get back to some of those things that I was doing on my own, while still having this person in my life that I do enjoy spending time with. Um, and it's helped, like, I'm excited to find that balance again. I said all that because it's like, it kind of goes back to what you said earlier about the qualities in a person. You got to know what you want, right? Well, I know the things that I love to do to have my alone time. I know those things. But I also know the things that I enjoy doing with my partner. And I do feel like there's a lot more I don't know as well. So in doing what I know and and discovering some new stuff, I'm super excited for 2025 because of that. Because I know with every ounce of my being that I'm getting back into those things for me. 2025 was a lot of my energy going into others, and I'm pulling a lot of that energy back this
2024.
year.
2024.
2024 was a lot of me. Oh, I said, why? Yeah, no.
You just
Thank you
got
for the
here.
correction. 2024 was a lot of me pouring energy into others, and 2025 is me pulling a lot of it back and creating more space for me to, be, just be. And being don't mean I got to be doing nothing. I'm so excited to do nothing.
You think
Like,
well, I'll ask you that later. So, um, if the question is to not lose yourself, I'm gonna first say how you do lose yourself. And so how
mhm,
you do lose yourself is not catering to yourself.
mhm,
That might have been an easy one, but a lot of people may not understand what that looks like. And so I'm going to give you my example because this is usually a lot of people. I can't say women, I'm going to also say men too. There's a lot of
mhm,
people who may not even realize that they've lost themselves.
mhm,
I lost myself because I was doing for everyone. And I'm not going to just leave it there because some people are like, I'm going to give examples. Making sure the kids had everything they need, lunch, picking them up, making sure they're doing their
mhm,
homework, taking them to practice. I was the one doing all of those things, making sure my husband had everything he need, having those conversations with him about his work, making sure he had his lunch, making sure that, whatever he needed from me, he got.
mhm,
So going out with my friends, making sure that they had what they need,
mhm,
my presence.
mhm,
You know
mhm,
what I'm saying? Ralph,
mhm,
do you want to go out to eat? Sure. I haven't seen her in a minute. I haven't seen them in a minute. Let me go. Let me go to the birthday thing because I need to show up for her birthday. Because if I
mhm,
ask, she's gonna come to my birthday. Let me
mhm,
go to his thing. Let me go spend time with. I'm making sure that I'm in all the places that I need to be so I can show up as a supportive friend,
right.
mom, spouse, sister, whatever the case may be. I'm making sure that I show up.
Mhm. That's a lot too.
And guess who I did not name?
Yourself.
Myself.
Mhm,
And that's how you lose yourself. A lot of people are like, oh, well, I don't do. You do all of that. You,
Hmm.
because people think you lose yourself when you're in the house and I was still going
Right.
out
Yeah.
because I was making sure I showed up
Woo!
for them.
The way I don't want to go nowhere. Like
I was
I
going
feel
out.
you. I feel you. Like I love that you sharing that perspective because you are absolutely right. Absolutely right. A lot of people view, oh, they lost themselves. They don't ever go nowhere. They don't do. No, 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 no. You lose yourself too, giving all your energy to
Giving it all
everybody
out
else.
and
Then you
not
have
giving it back
nothing
to that
left for
person.
your
Nothing
woo,
left. So that's how I lost myself.
woo.
And I realized I lost myself because I didn't feel or look like how Ralph was used to feeling. So people, you also will hear people say, I don't feel like myself. That is an indication of you're gone.
You gonna stop making me make church sounds.
I'm sorry. So when I noticed that I had lost myself, I had gained 20 pounds the wrong way.
Mhm.
Because if you know me, my journey is to gain weight. I'm not a weight loss person for myself. So I gained 20 pounds the wrong way. I was not eating the way that I was used to eating. I'm not a run through the drive-through person ever
Right.
since, I've lived on my own. I've mostly cooked for myself, was not doing that anymore because again,
Me
I
too.
I was doing all of these
Yeah,
things.
you didn't really
So
have time.
you got to find shortcuts. You got to
Yep.
find the shortcuts. I
Yep.
didn't have time to meal prep. I had time to go ahead and get through that Arby's, that Burger King, because we don't do McDonald's. Order that pizza, order that Chinese food, go ahead, DoorDash,
Mhm.
whatever is quick that it can work out, get these people fed, get everybody in bed, do whatever I need to do because I need to run out, I need to go see my friend. All of these things, quick, fast, unhealthy habits, which I wasn't used to for the most part. I'm a healthy person, so I'm not feeling like myself. I don't
Mhm.
look like myself because I got this big stomach. I'm feeling like slouchy, I don't feel sexy. I don't feel upbeat. I don't feel motivated to do anything. I'm very fatigued.
Right.
I am exhausted.
Mhm.
I am putting on the front, not knowing I'm putting on the front because it's like, ain't nobody want to be around no energy of like, child, I'm tired.
Hold on. I got to stop you there. Woo. She
I'm
said I was putting on a front and I didn't even know
tired. Mm-mm.
I was putting on a front. And the other thing that tugged at me a little bit is you were exhausted, but honestly, it was like your body was on autopilot
Yeah.
and it was like I'm speaking to I'm saying you, but I'm speaking to this because I've been there. But you're more like you're mentally exhausted and don't even know you're mentally exhausted either. And because the going back to how you started, you're never when you make space for yourself, when you get mentally exhausted. When you're on autopilot like that, you don't even know that your brain tired because your brain is in robot mode. Got to do this, and that is tiring.
Yeah. But they
People
gotta
who
get done.
don't work with their minds like that don't even get how much more tiring it is to be mentally exhausted
Yeah.
than physically. But okay, I'm sorry. Go
So
ahead. Go
once
ahead.
I realized that I was not doing the things that I normally do, like workout. I know social media may be misleading. I am not a workout person. I am not. I'm gonna be honest.
You just need him to match you.
I do. I need you to do something. I need you to do
Right.
something. Like I said, I don't need you to be in no competitions. I just need
Right.
you to go work out, okay?
Yeah.
But for me, in my 20s, I'm gonna do a little something, you know,
Hmm. Hmm.
because it's wasn't hard for me to keep my
Right.
frame, my weight. You know me, I go run, I go do a couple of miles every other day, whatever. But I'm always active, always
Hmm.
doing something.
Hmm.
At this point where I lost myself, there was no activity to be had but going to the car and taking so and so here, doing this. But
Hmm.
there was no activity. There
Right.
was not walking. There was not nothing.
Right.
Right. So I'm not moving my body. and my body is used to movement.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
know, a sweat, a something.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
No boot camp class or nothing.
Mm-hmm.
There is not probably water in sight. You know, the water I get is probably the tea I have in the morning. Other than that is, dehydration throughout the day,
Yeah.
some juice. I don't drink soda, so, there we go.
And it's not even dehydration because you're not getting enough. Not even that, like it's anything pulling. You know what I'm saying? Like
It's
that's
just really nothing to be pulling out because again, my diet
yep.
is off. I'm not drinking water.
Right.
I'm running, even though I'm thinking I'm getting enough sleep, but it's
Right.
still because again, I'm mentally tired because
Forgot
now
about
this is the
that.
part I'm gonna give to women. As a woman, I'm 17 steps in the calendar. Okay. Because I know once I drop my teeth off, I gotta go do this. This is when I'm idle.
Mm.
When we wake up, I'm running the day already. I gotta do this, I gotta do that. Okay, I
Yeah.
gotta go to the store. I gotta make sure I send a text it in.
Mhm.
Then I gotta make sure I call my aunt because I haven't talked to her in a minute. I don't want her to think I done forgot. Because people will be like, hey stranger,
Mm.
not thinking I am
Right.
doing all of
Right.
this, right?
Right.
But again, I have to show up. I gotta show up. So I gotta remember to call this person. I gotta remember to call this person. I gotta remember the birthday party this weekend. But I
Mm-hmm.
also gotta do all of these things. And again, I have not done anything for me. I haven't eaten right. I haven't moved my body. I'm not drinking no water.
Right.
Right? So
Right.
I'm gone.
Yeah.
And I don't
You
even have
you
time to
not in-
realize
you
I'm
you
gone.
in the equation, but you not in the equation on the right side of it at all.
I am gone. I am gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
So my body said, you don't listen to me, I'm gonna make you listen to me.
Oof.
Never had an anxiety attack in my life.
Mm.
And my anxiety attack, then
Mm.
which we don't talk about enough, everything don't happen the same for everybody.
Right. Right.
Everybody don't deal with depression the same.
No.
We have people functioning, going to work, going to the gym, and they are depressed.
Yeah.
They
Very.
are sad, ready to check
Mm-hmm.
up out of this mother. They're
Mm-hmm.
not in the bed, underneath the bed. Everybody don't do depression the same
Nope.
way.
Nope.
Just like anxiety. Anxiety is not
Right. Right.
everybody don't do that. You know what happened to me? My stomach.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Just on a normal day, I'm at the house and I'm just like, what is happening? What is happening? I feel like I'm gonna throw up, Jesus.
Yeah.
Like, and nothing has to trigger it. Nothing was
Nope.
triggered. It was probably me running a whole schedule in my mind, and
Mm-hmm.
my body's like, look, now I'm tired.
Tired of you with this
I'm
schedule.
tired of you. You need to sit down. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, we ain't got time to sit down because we
Mm-hmm.
only got 20 more minutes before I got to go do this thing. And so I was just like, oh, Jesus, help me, Jesus. Couldn't stand up, whole body hurting, definitely stomach hurting, didn't know what was going on. Go to the urgent care, go to the hospital, they do all the things. Everybody looking at me like I'm stupid.
Mm.
They're like, ma'am, okay, you can't stand up straight. You say your body's hurting, you're shaking. Um, but we've done all the blood work, the MRI, the CT scans, all of these things, and ma'am, you're fine.
Wow.
I'm not fine. Because you think I'd be in
Right.
here playing with y'all?
Right. Right.
So then that's when I was like, you know what? I need to get back to who Ralph was.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I need to go back to the foundation. Then we can incorporate who she is now.
Mm-hmm.
Because the girl who was running those miles, she was single. She had not a near
Right.
kid. She didn't have
Right.
a husband. She didn't
Mm-hmm.
have extra friends. Because when you have a spouse or a partner, you have extra friends now.
Yeah. True. True.
I didn't have any of that. It was just
Mm-hmm.
me doing what I needed to do for me.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I need to get back because she was the healthy person that I know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I can't be that person for everybody to call them, to show up at the birthday, to show up at the
Right.
brunch, to come to work. I can't be that girl if I'm killed dead on the street.
Right. Right.
So
Right.
for
Right.
me to be mama, sister, cousin, niece, daughter, I have to be healthy first So then I can support you because I can't support you
Mhm.
clearly with the weak body,
Right,
with
right,
a weak mind. I
right,
can't hold nobody up if I can't, if me is not solid.
right.
So then I have to prioritize me, what I know makes me healthy. I had to get back to working out. I had to get back to how I eat.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I had to get back to doing the things that I need to do that I know, okay, this is how I can function. And then I incorporated my life for what it was as Ralph, who she is now.
Mm-hmm.
I can't go back to who she was then because she didn't have nobody.
Right, right, right.
But when people's like, I want to go back, you may have to go back to a foundation of that person, but that
Mm-hmm.
person who you was is not who you are now.
Right, right.
So you just have to pull some things that were the healthy versions of things that you miss into who you are now. Because
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
even who I was last year, I'm not her today.
Facts.
You know what
True.
I'm saying? So
True. That.
having that is I can't lose going as someone who's single now, for me not to lose myself, I would say, or for anybody, one, I always promote having your own life. That also gives you a very healthy relationship because
Yep.
if you are consumed with each other, that will break your relationship. It
Mm-hmm.
will break it because you
Mm-hmm.
have no outside sources.
Right.
There are no girls' trips. There are no guys'
Right.
trips. There are no other friends. There is no family members. You are dependent on that person for everything, and that person is
Right.
dependent on you for everything, and that's
Right.
wrong.
Yeah. No.
Resentment will creep in like a thief in the night because that one
Facts.
person can't provide you with everything.
Right. Right.
And
Right.
how am I supposed to grow? I can't look for my partner solely for my growth. I'm
Mm-hmm.
supposed to get that from Candace. I'm
Mm-hmm.
supposed to get that from my cousin. I'm supposed to get that from my sister. I'm supposed to get that from other sources because they have different experiences, they have different
Right.
perspectives. I can't solely expect my partner to give me all of that.
Right.
So he need to have friends. He need to
Mm-hmm.
go do things. He need to go on the weekend, be with his friends, so then he can come back and tell me how it was and how his
Right.
experience was, and
Right.
then we can talk about it and we can laugh and whatever, whatever. And then we have our own experiences together. But if he doesn't have that, I already know we're not in alignment because I need
Mm-hmm.
for you to have your own life. I
Right.
can be a part of that. I can do some of those things with you, but me, I know everybody don't like murder. You're not going to want to look at these murder documentaries with me. You're not going to want to listen to the
Right.
the true crime murder podcast with me. You're not.
Right. Right.
But I'm coming to tell you, let me tell you what happened on my podcast. Because that's my thing. That thing fills me out.
Right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? When you
Yeah.
go with your friends to watch the game and y'all drinking beer and whatever, whatever, I don't want to go.
Right.
But I'm excited when you come back to tell me how everything was.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
So
okay to have
I
time
need to
apart.
have my life. I
Mm-hmm.
need to have I need for you to have your life, and then I need for us to have our life. And that is the
Mm-hmm.
way that I don't lose myself. And I
Mm-hmm.
would recommend that somebody else don't lose their self
Mm-hmm.
in their relationship.
Makes
I don't
sense.
know if I like the way you shake your
No,
head.
I totally agree because and I'm sitting here thinking as you're talking, because I have I'm a person I can go on a trip by myself and I'll be fine because I just want because I know I'm not gonna do nothing. And like doing nothing, like back in the day when them parents used to say, "You gonna wish you had time when you was bored when you get." Yes, you're
Yeah,
right.
yes, you do.
You're right. I'm sorry, I didn't listen. You wish you could take a nap. Yes, you are right, because I want a nap. And every day I plan to take me a nap, something happened. I can't get that dang on nap. So,
Yeah, I don't. I know, like we're the same, and I'm going to pull my ex into this. So I am a be by myself
mhm.
type of person. I I have to have solitude because
Mhm.
that is also how I do my thing,
Right.
right? Everybody's not like that.
Right.
Like my ex, and I'm gonna use him because he's my last relationship. So
Right.
and
Right.
and so far the longest one,
Hmm.
um, I did have a 4 year, but was with him for 8 years. So
Hmm.
so he I don't know if he knows he's an extrovert. So he is charged by being around other people.
Hmm. Hmm.
I'm not. I'm charged by being by myself. So where he didn't like that I would isolate myself. So I'll isolate myself in the house with other people. Whereas sometimes it is okay, but he would have to pull me out because, honey, when I tell you when you were saying you had to learn how to be by yourself and not feel lonely,
Hmm.
I don't know what that feels like. And like I've asked people like what does lonely like feeling lonely feel like?
Hmm. Hmm.
I enjoy my own company, and I don't know when that started. It had to start when I was young because I've lived by myself young. I
Hmm.
moved out at 19, and I would be okay. Like I don't have to go like I'm that friend. You gonna have to call me to come out.
Hmm.
Like
Hmm.
I'm not really calling you be like, "Hey, let's go," because I don't know where to go first of all. So
Right.
when you
Right.
call me, I'm gonna come. I'm a
Right.
I hate that I am the friend. If you call me, I answer the phone. More than likely, I'm not calling you unless it's like I have relished in my own company
Hmm.
to
Hmm.
where like I really enjoy myself, and
Hmm.
so we could all be in the house, and I can be in the living room watching TV. He can be in the master bedroom. The kids can be in their room, and honey, just be bees knees.
You know, you're bringing up childhood experiences for me, like thinking back, because I feel like I was that child, but I wasn't allowed to be that child. Because I was the child that would go off by myself and be fine. Be like, what you doing? Why you in here by yourself? You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Like, come
because
on.
they
You know
think
what I'm
it's something
saying?
wrong, and so like
Right.
no, come in here.
Right. Because
Gotcha.
like I I did it wasn't hard for me to learn to be alone. It was an easy
I
transition.
believe you. Yeah.
So, but I remember and like you sharing that really made me think back to like honestly just hearing my mom's voice. And she'd be like, "Why are you in there by yourself? Well, come on, we out here. Let's do it." Like she was that togetherness person.
Yeah.
And she's like, "We're all gonna be together and be happy." And it's like,
Yeah.
I'm happy back there too without y'all. Like
Yeah.
I'm good.
I'm good.
And I think that is something that like my dad, I just thinking of him, he would go sit on the deck for hours.
Albert. Yeah.
He'd go in, use the restroom, come back out, sit on the deck, and he'd be out there by himself. If you want to come out there with him, great. If you want to go in, okay, I'll be in there a little bit. A little bit is 2, 3 hours gone, but he was fine with that. So, I think I appreciate you sharing that because I do think more often what my mom did, and it wasn't that it wasn't in a harmful way or anything, of course. It was in love. She's like, togetherness, let's be together. People do need, I think that's why some people struggle to be alone, not
Yeah.
lonely,
Yeah.
alone, because they aren't taught that everything stems from childhood. They aren't taught that it's okay to do
It's
something
okay.
by yourself.
Yeah. But I
Like,
think, but that's how you said not lonely, but that is lonely because taught, I haven't been taught that me doing things on my own or having my me time is
mm,
okay. So when I do have that time, I am lonely.
mm,
So then I don't like how I feel because I'm so used to always having someone cater to something for me, cater to entertainment,
you
cater to
talking
listening to
you
me.
I'm hearing you when you saying you talking about you. I was like, this ain't her. You're talking generally
Yes,
speaking.
I'm sorry, I'm
Gotcha,
talking
gotcha,
generally.
gotcha,
So when
gotcha.
you grow up and you're always consumed with
Right,
people being in your space, the moments when you don't have someone in your space, then
right,
you're like,
right,
I don't have anyone asking me, are you okay? I
right,
don't have anyone asking me, do you want to go do this? Do you want to watch
mhm,
TV together? Do you want to go get
right,
something to eat? Are you hungry? it's just me.
Right.
Because
Right.
for me, I'm the first.
Right.
So
Right.
I'm the oldest child. So I'm used to it was just being me because it's not a short gap, it's a 6 year gap. Right.
Right.
And then we didn't live in the same house.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I was brought up like an only child. So I can balance both, right?
Right. Right.
Having a child, I learned he likes his own time,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
which is perfect for me. But if he wasn't, I would have to adjust. I would have,
Right.
you know,
Right.
I'm betting if I have another child, it's going to be that one's like,
Yeah. Like pose.
I'll be like, whoo, geez. Okay. But my son, he would do it at school. And so the teachers
Mm.
would say something. They wouldn't say like anything bad, but they said they would notice, he participates, but then he would have these moments where he's paying attention, he's doing, but he needs to be on his
By
own.
himself. Yeah.
Right. And then when we're in the house, he has his moments, where he is, and then he will say, I want to like engage with you, or he'll just come and start
Mm-hmm.
engaging, and I'll tell him sometimes, mommy needs a little bit more time.
Right.
He'd be like, how much?
And as an educator, there are now the big thing in early learning right now is social emotional development, and there is a indicator that states that they're literally observing and scoring children on how well they work in a team. But
Hmm.
what if that child is taught that it's okay to work alone, that it is okay to like brainstorm, and yeah, you get ideas from other people, but struggle is good too. Let them do it independently first, and
Because
then if they
they're
need
going
to
to be
reach
moments.
out, they can. If they need to, they may not need to ask a teammate how to do something.
But
But
you
it's like we're
always
prepared.
have it. That's the thing is they don't, and that's where people,
That too.
even in corporate,
Yeah.
if you're grooming children to team,
Right.
they're as all working adults, I'm assuming we are. There are times when your leadership is busy,
Yep.
your teammate is busy, and guess what?
Yep.
Now I don't know how to figure stuff out on my own.
Right. Right.
Because I'm always
Absolutely
looking for
right.
somebody to give me the answer or
Absolutely right.
someone to help me.
Yep.
And then you produce adults that crash out, having
Right.
breakdowns, and just like
Yep.
because I didn't know what to do. I was just left up there to try to make a
Right.
decision. Like you
Right.
get that
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
you never allowed me to. You asked on these resumes or whatever. An independent thinker, an independent worker, but also can be a team player. But if you're
Right.
promoting teamwork, you're not going to get the independent thinker
Right. Right.
because you haven't given me that space.
Right.
My son is given that space of he knows he has to be a team player here and there, but he's like back. I also need my space,
Right. Right. And it's okay. It
and
is
it's okay.
okay.
It's
It's okay.
okay. This is
Yeah.
the part where we're losing that everybody gets a participation award.
And I don't believe in that.
I don't
I
because
don't
you're
believe
not great. Like when my son doesn't do good in track, you didn't do that.
in that.
You didn't do that.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
he gets upset, but you didn't do. You didn't. I don't need you.
Somebody gonna tell them one day.
And it needs
Might
to
as
be
well
me,
be you.
the person who loves him.
Right.
Because he knows that I love him. And I'm telling you, this is what you need to work on. That wasn't good. That wasn't good. Don't even boost yourself up like that. That's why
Right.
you lost. Remember when you didn't want to participate at practice? You remember, and then I remember the time he didn't want to participate in practice. I mean, I'm gonna let this go. He didn't want to give his all.
Mm-hmm.
I want to save it for the track meet.
What?
Oh yeah.
Girl.
And I said, that's not how this works. How we show
Wait.
up in practice is how we're going to produce at the track meet. Okay. So
Saving energy?
learn a lesson, learn a lesson, working this way, get to the track meet, right? And I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm a told you so, mama. I told you so. Everybody parents differently. I am a told you so, mama.
That is funny.
So we get to the track meet, he lose. And I waited for my opportunity. And I said, remember how I told you how you practice is how you gonna show up?
Right.
You weren't prepared
Yeah.
for the track meet. When it was time for practice, them coaches was like, wait a minute, wait a minute. Yeah, because you had some people you'd have to show. He needs to see.
Mm-hmm.
We get to the next track meet, so now we showing out. Because
Right.
I'm telling the coaches, I'm looking like a liar. I'm like, this boy can run.
Yeah.
He can run. They
Well,
was
he
like,
want to.
ah. We about to put him on shot put. I say, no, I'm for real. This is what it was like.
Exactly.
We're gonna put him on field because I said he's playing y'all. He is embarrassing me and his daddy. Cause we were out here like this boy can run. He get out there now. He done lost, low feelings hurt. He get out there and he is at practice. He's checked in. He's showing out now, right? Now he's showing them I can like he's pulling full effort. He's breathing hard at the end. Like
Wait, he wasn't even breathing hard at the end.
all the other kids, they get to the end. At practice, he just got his feelings hurt. Now he out there, he's sweating. Oh God, oh, ah. We get to the track meet.
He
Now
won.
we winning. Now he proud. Now he little chest out and everything. Now he think he hot shit.
Ah, goodness.
So no, we don't. Everybody don't need a participation because if
No,
anything,
you're right.
I'm going to tell you ain't it. You need to do
No,
better
right.
in school. What did you say you want to do? Because he sets his goals for right now. He does good. He's not like I'm gonna give the bare minimum. So he's like I want to do this. I want to show out or whatever. He
Hmm.
likes being smart because I don't really like using that word. But he likes to show up at school.
Hmm.
He likes
Hmm. Hmm.
um. So is this what showing up looks like? No. Oh, well, okay. Well, I think you need to fix that because my voice and his daddy voice will be the voice in his head.
Right. Facts.
So
Yep.
when I'm not around, his daddy not around, and he need to check himself,
Hmm.
he gonna say, "Is this how I need to be showing up?"
Right. Right.
Instead of him
Right.
saying, "I'm dumb, I'm stupid,
Right.
I'm a failure," he's gonna
Ugh.
say to himself, "Is this the way that I want to show up? Is this part of the goal? Is this helping me get to my goal? I need to check in,
Mm. Mm-mm-mm.
honey. It's all a big thing." Like
Yeah.
I can't tell your mind it's all a big thing.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I don't know. I think it's just powerful how like we started talking about, how do you stay independent while being in a relationship, but without taking away from that time. But funny how we get back it stems from childhood too.
I mean,
Like, do you even know it's okay to have alone time and to be that it's alone time is your peace. Like it
it
really
may not
is.
be for everybody, and because I don't want to put a label on that because
It's
again,
my peace.
yes, it's your peace. And for me, it's not peace for me. It is recharging. Because
Hmm.
I'm gonna be honest with you, me being by myself, I might be looking at TV or whatever. I'm doing a lot of self-reflection. I'm doing a
Hmm.
lot like I am going through a whole kind of like like when you I don't even think the computers do this anymore, but like when you would shut down and have to reboot your computer and it's like it took an hour or so because you got that blue bar going across. That's
Right.
me.
Mm.
So I'm working, I'm upgrading things. I'm going like I'm not focused anything on anybody else. So I'm not focused on
Mm.
what I need to do for the kids, what I need to do for it. I'm focused on this is me rebooting my system.
Hmm. Hmm.
So sometimes, depending on how much I've been engaging, that alone time, it may be like 30 minutes. Sometimes it may be an hour. Sometimes it might
Right.
be 24 hours. Like,
Right. Right.
and what I was saying, how I was gonna get on Jonathan, like he would send me to the hotel on like a staycation, like one night, and then I would be there just by myself.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
he knows I'm somebody that I need that.
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
don't recharge with people, so I do think alone time is good, but it's how you spend it because if you are someone who charges or who feels good with people around, maybe you just need that alone time to, you know what I'm saying, get your thoughts together. You know what I'm saying, self-reflect. And again, your alone time might be 30 minutes, might be an hour, but for us, that's it's usually yeah, it's usually longer.
Send me away.
So I do feel it is good. Your alone time could just be, I just need this time in the bathroom by myself.
Mhm. That's
I,
that's
I just need to take
you
a
know
shower.
how I feel about my baths.
But I'm saying I might need to take a shower and nobody don't come in here, don't ask me nothing. Let me
Listen.
have this time by myself. Your alone time maybe just at lunch when you're at work, your
Mhm.
30 to an hour. You know what I'm saying? I
Mhm.
need that.
Mhm.
Like for me, when I get in the car, I am not calling nobody.
No, yeah, I don't usually call
I
people.
want to listen to my music,
Yeah, or my audiobook.
you know?
Mhm.
But I don't want people to feel like I got to incorporate alone time because something is wrong with me. No, it's
Right, right.
just know that sometimes less is more.
Facts.
If you are an extrovert and you charge up when you get around people like how your mom was like, everybody together,
Mhm.
together, she's charging up.
Yeah, she is.
She's charging up. You know what I'm
Sure.
saying? But
Mhm.
again, we do still need that time to let me self reflect on how did the day go for me today?
Mhm.
Did I
Mhm.
show up like how I wanted to show up?
Mhm.
Did I when I got in that tiffy with Candace, did I handle that the way that I wanted to?
Mhm. Mhm.
Do I possibly need to reach out to her and apologize because I was snippy? You know,
You do.
that might be 10 minutes of your day. But I say that it's just because we get distracted.
Right, right, right. See, because my alone time, I guess because, geez, it's been what now? Going into year 6 of me working from home.
Mm. Ooh.
I my alone time is a lot of like I ain't doing nothing for
Yeah.
me personally because um most people know that when I'm at my desk, I'm working, regardless of whether I'm doing something for work or for me. Um, but like you said, like taking a bath, oh my gosh, that's like one of my favorite things to do till the toes get wrinkly. Like at my house, sitting on my deck with my dog. Like I don't have to be reading, listening to anything. I'm just sitting there. And I love especially to do it at night because it's just like a little bit more of a calming effect.
Mhm.
So slowing down my mind and quieting my thoughts are the like top tier alone time for me. But then also, like you said, yeah, sometimes it's a planning day because at the tail end of getting those plans done, man, you feel so doggone successful. And it's like, but those plans do set you up to have more time in your day moving forward. So, yeah, it is a good feeling to know you get it done because now this is not something I'm going to have to do every day because I blocked out this time. Like, hey, I'm busy, don't bother me. So, yeah, I agree with that. That's all good.
Yeah.
I don't have anything else. That was it for the romance questions for our time today. But I have some more topics awaiting for our next chats.
Well, yeah. I don't know if I'm going to join you. That's fine.
Yes, you're not worried.
um, I can't wait um to see the comments of maybe people addressing their what was it? Their was it interest?
Their idea of intimacy,
Their idea of intimacy.
qualities they look for in their romantic partners,
Okay.
and then how do they balance independence and togetherness when they're in a romantic relationship.
Or how do they feel they may balance it for the
Mm-hmm.
ones who are single like me?
Mm-hmm. True, that too.
Yeah. Because that
What are you currently doing in your single season to prepare for making sure you maintain your independence when you get in a
blocking everybody and not going on no dates now. I'm
yeah.
just like, so now I keep my independence.
Yes. So good stuff to come. Good stuff to come. Excited about it and to
Yeah.
hear what everybody has to say.
Okay. Well, until next week. Everyone be safe and sexy.
Take care.